and welcome. This is Joy, Pink Girl Teaches, and on this channel I talk about narcissistic abuse as well as share some tips for recovery. For everybody who is new here, all the new subscribers, I want to give you a big warm welcome and thank you so much for joining me and for being part of this community. I appreciate you so much. And for everybody who is coming back, welcome back, guys. It's great to spend some time with you and to continue to learn and grow with you. Today, I want to talk about the narcissistic stare, that evil stare. Now, the very first time that I became aware of it, and I don't think like once you experience this, you can really forget it because it's just one of those things that really stands out. But the very first time I became aware of it, we had actually, the relationship was over. It had been about 4 months, and those were like 4 intense months for me because I spent so much time right here on YouTube, watching channels, reading books, and just trying to get as much information as I could. And part of the information that I was learning was that these narcissists will hoover you. And I hadn't really encountered a hoover. So I was like, I wonder if this is true. Yet at the same time, I was diving into a lot of self-love videos, books, and practices, and I was learning how to establish boundaries and really start respecting myself differently because I didn't want to end up in the same position again, and I wanted to do as much as I could to prepare myself in case a hoover actually did come. So it was like 4 months later, and it happened. And it was just through some fake Instagram account. And he was asking for something that I had of his, which I had completely forgotten about. Otherwise, I'd have thrown it away. And so my curiosity got the best of me, right? Because I wanted to know, okay, so, these videos say don't break no contact because these things would happen. And then honestly, there was a little part of me that really just wanted to see, am I really sure? Is it really what they say it is? I needed to know. And so I agreed to meet up with him and give him back what he was looking for. And so we met up. I made sure, that it was in a very public place and it was during the day. It was like early, it was like mid-morning. And we did that, I gave him his stuff back. And it was at that moment, he was by my car window. And on the passenger side, he wasn't inside the car, but he was just standing outside. And at that moment, when, the exchange happened and I knew okay, it's time to go, he gave me the stare and I was like, whoa. And it's something, like I said, when you experience this, you cannot forget it. It's unlike anything that you've ever seen, and I don't know about you, but when you think about the narcissist that you've been with, they have that stare that they give you when they're trying to lure you in and, be affectionate. And it's almost like it's put on because we know that these people, they're actors. They're illusionists and they have to, do so much to try to get a connection with us because they are void. They're empty. They like empathy. They, they don't like intimacy, or they can't be intimate, true intimate, they can't connect with people. And so there's that look that they give you. And, that this is supposed to be an endearing look, but it's kind of a little offish. And I noticed that in the beginning, but I didn't even think any of it because my head was so in the clouds. I was just enjoying everything. But this look, I can't forget. Now, when you think about your narcissist, your ex-narc or your current narc or whatever the situation is, what do their eyes look like on a regular? When I think about it, though his eyes were kind of void all the time, but this one stood out. It was so intense and it spoke so much. I felt like in that moment he was trying to read me. Yet at the same time, while he's trying to figure out where's my head, what are my thoughts, it was really like he was trying to pierce through my soul. And it made me so uncomfortable. Yet at the same time, I was trying so hard not to show that I'm uncomfortable because I knew this was an intimidation tactic. And when the narcissist gives you that dark stare, and you know it's intense, it's calculating, and it's almost like it's a predator, like any moment they could just pounce on you. And I think, you know, for some people, from stories that I've heard, is that they challenged it. And let me advise you not to do that, because it just, you know, it causes an injury and causes them to go into rage. And you don't want that when they're in predator mode. And it's really like poking a sleeping bear. Just leave it alone. Don't do it. Don't come for them. You know, it's better to win the war. You can lose the battle, but win the war. And the war is to save your sanity. It's to save your soul. It's to keep you away from this toxic person. And so I just, you know, at that point, I decided that, okay, my time here is up. Everything took about 5 minutes at the very most, and I left. And at that, you know, when I pulled off and I went, I was just kind of like, I took a deep breath, like, like, thank you, God. Like, I was so grateful that that moment was over. And in that moment, I decided that it wasn't even worth trying to figure out, did I know what I know? Because I saw what I saw. And not only did I see what I see, but when I saw it, I felt something. And it's pure hatred. And the narcissist hates you deeply. The narcissist hates you passionately because they are envious of you. That stare is there to intimidate you. That stare is there to put you on notice that, listen, I'm coming for you. And when you get the chance, if you have the chance, grab it and go no contact. It's not a game, guys. These people are ruthless and they will fight in the mud. You don't have to go to the mud. Like, you're better than that. And just be sure, go no contact. You know, like I mentioned myself, I broke the no contact, you know, and we do it sometimes. But as much as you can, do not break that no contact. They are the scum of the earth, and they want to drag you down into it because they want you at their level playing field, because they know that you vibrate on a higher plane. And even if you don't feel like it, because a lot of the times when we're coming out of these abusive situations, we don't feel like it. We feel worn, we feel defeated, we feel shameful, we feel embarrassed, we feel like we wasted our time, we wasted our years. But listen, it doesn't matter how many years you were in the relationship. The thing that matters the most is that you're out. Now the rest of your life, can look better than your past. The rest of your life, you have opportunities to heal, something that they can't do. You have opportunities to open up yourself to love, another thing that they can't do. You have an opportunity to open up yourself to good, wholesome friendships and relationships, and they can't have any of that. So when you feel like you're lost, you got to ask yourself, like, hold up, who's the real winner? Because that's you. Your eyes light up a room. You know, they say eyes are the window of the soul. So when you see that narcissistic stare, you know exactly who lives inside of the narcissist. Let's not get it twisted. Let's not be confused. And we can only confront a situation when we go in with the truth. You can't go into battle with lies. You might as well just go in blind, you know. When you know, you know. So when you see that stare and you remember that stare, know what lives inside of that narcissist. So that's all I wanted to share with you today. I hope that, you know, something that I said resonated with you, or it sheds light to your experience or validates anything that you felt. If you have not already subscribed, I invite you to go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notifications, like, comment, and share. And until the next video, take care of yourself and take care of each other.